Hi, I'm Liam.
And I'm Adam from Abbey Supply.
Making sure that your rifle scope is accurate and pointed where your rifle is shooting is known as zeroing. And in this video, we're going to show you exactly how to do it.
First thing you need to do is get you and your rifle to somewhere where you can safely fire your firearm, like your local range. You'll need your rifle, some ammunition, a target, and ideally some kind of shooting bench or rest to help remove the human error from your aim.
Set up your target at a range that you're most likely to be using a rifle at, like 100 yards. You want to make sure that your target is perpendicular to the range and at the same height to remove as many variances as possible.
Set yourself up on the shooting bench and place the scope's crosshairs directly on the bullseye. You want to aim at this spot for every shot you take. Take a shot on the target and see where it hits. Well, the round hits the target compared to where you were aiming at, lets you know how to adjust your sight for it to be accurate.
Now, depending on the kind of firearm you're zeroing, you might wish to take multiple shots to average it out, like for an airsoft gun or a low-powered air rifle, which will have plenty of variations between shots. However, if you're using a rifle where every shot is near enough identical to the last, you only need to shoot once.
On your weapon sight, you'll find some fine adjustment, elevation and windage dials. These allow you to adjust the sight to the point where the gun is firing. The dial on top adjusts the reticle up and down, and the one on the side adjusts left to right.
Which way you turn these dials can depend on the make and model. In this instance, it's clearly labelled which way you should turn it and how many clicks. If your scope lists minutes of angles, or MOA, you need to remember that 1 minute of angle equals 29 millimeters at 100 yards. If your target's 100 meters away, adjusting your scope 1 minute of angle would move the point of impact 29 millimeters.
For example, our shots were landing left by 60 mil at 30 meters. We need to make an adjustment to move the reticle left. With a simple calculation, I know that 1 MOA at this range is 9.6 mil. I also know that I need to move the point of impact by 6 centimeters. 9.6 mil goes into 60 millimeters, exactly 6¼ times. So I need to adjust the scope by 6¼ minutes of angle. If the scope we were using adjusts 1 click per quarter MOA, I know I need to count 25 clicks to get that adjustment correct.
Once you've done that, you go back to the bench, you take an aim at the bullseye again, and you take a shot. Remember, you can always use tape or fresh paper to keep track of your new shots.
Now, if you've done your calculations correctly, you shouldn't need to make any more adjustments, but there are always variables that make the rounds fall somewhere they shouldn't. We might not be exactly 30 meters from the target. The first shot might not have been exactly 60 millimeters from the point of aim. So we rinse and repeat the process until we're happy. However, that can be expensive.
Since we already know that 1 MOA adjustment at this distance is a 9.6 mil change on the target, and each click is 1/4 MOA, so 2 clicks should get us as close as we can get.
As always, make sure you take one final check before you're finished to ensure 100% correctly zeroed. If you're concerned about safety at the range and you want to make sure you're following all the rules, take a look at our Range Safety Basics video where we go through all of the things you need to remember to ensure that you're safe on the range. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video.
If you enjoyed, hit subscribe, leave your comments down below, and we'll see you in the next video.